It's a Fireside Chat, y'all.
Welcome back to another Fireside Chat, where we bring casual technology conversations to you. With us, I've got Chris Marshall, Solutions Architect, and we are talking SD-WAN. So welcome back, Chris.
Hey Sean, good to be back. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, January. So we spoke about SD-WAN then, and now we're back and ready to talk about it now. So what's, to catch everybody up, what's changed? What's SD-WAN?
Well, SD-WAN is still SD-WAN. It's still a popular technology. It's really revolutionizing. It's the next generation for our WAN, as we spoke about in January. It's that bandwidth consolidation, central policy management, really just that simplification of the wide area network, and also with the added benefit of reduced cost, total cost of ownership, and operational cost reduction with that centralized simplicity. So the promise is still there. People are delivering it. They're deploying it. But there has, as you mentioned, there has been some changes since January. Hence the reason, I guess, why you called me in here today.
Yeah, well, I think it's probably on the top of everyone's mind, especially if we mentioned Viptela in our last Fireside Chat, and obviously Cisco IWAN, and now with the recent Cisco IWAN, or Cisco purchased Viptela.
Yeah.
What's that going to do to the space? Is it a good thing? Is it what do you see?
Well, it's huge news, right? So I guess back in January we did our predictions, and one of my predictions was that the market would consolidate.
Boom.
Nailed
it.
Not really. Yeah, I mean, not quite as much as I'd probably hoped, but we have seen the first acquisition. So Cisco obviously picking up Viptela. They were one of the market leaders. They were cloud-based. Obviously, Cisco has the IWAN product as well, along with the Meraki SD-WAN solution. So, going to be interesting now how those play out. But obviously, very exciting times for Cisco and how we integrate that into the current Cisco product line.
Yeah. So it seems like we talked about a lot of the features and functionalities of each of the SD-WAN providers. I think one of the things that we liked about the Viptela solution was that it was cloud-based and it had a lot of ease of deployment. Do you think that that's one of the motivating factors for Cisco bringing them on?
I think that was a huge driver, yeah. Okay. I think Cisco, obviously IWAN, great product, sort of based on existing technologies, DMVPN, PFR, so tried and true iOS features, just kind of bundled those together. Worked well, but not easy to deploy, and also on-premise based, so they had no cloud offering. So I think the thing that really kind of slowed down adoption was that ease of deployment, zero-touch provisioning. The promise was there for IWAN 3.0, where we'd get some of those cloud enablement. Now with the Viptela acquisition, I'm guessing that that maybe Cisco will pivot and start pushing on the Viptela and leverage their cloud-based management.
Yeah, and then probably bring some of the great features around QoS and some of those other features into Viptela.
Yeah, I mean, well, Viptela always had one of their strong suits was the ease of deployment, the segmentation, which out of the box natively IWAN didn't have. I guess what Cisco, like you say, the QoS, the PFR, some of the policy application performance, and the MBAR, the application recognition, I think Cisco were slightly stronger there. So I think bringing the two solutions together, hopefully, ends in an even better product than what each of the individual parts were previously.
Awesome. And we talked a little bit in our last Fireside Chat about just the acceleration and how you can have content acceleration. Do you see them, I mean, it's hard to know, but do you see them taking that forward into, if they merge Viptela solution and Cisco solution, do you think that they're going to take that forward, or
I don't know,
tough to say?
So WAS, so that was, I mean, yeah, I guess, when we look at the Viptela offering, that is completely like route-based. It had no sort of optimization, compression component. IWAN, did have the WAS component. The other SD-WAN players that also have the optimization would be, Riverbed and Silver Peak. I don't know. I feel like I don't know if the with the increased bandwidth now, and I guess just the reliability of internet circuits and Yeah, unless you're really sort of have a very specific need for a particular application, I feel like the WAN optimization piece is just overcomplicating the solution.
Okay.
So most of the deployments we've done, that hasn't been, even in the IWAN deployments, customers have chosen not to deploy WAS as part of that. That was one of the pillars. You didn't have to include that to be kind of IWAN certified.
Sure.
So as to whether, WAS will be incorporated into Viptela as part of this merger, if I was a betting man, which I am, I would probably say no. Maybe this could spell the end for WAS. I mean, and prior to IWAN, honestly, there was talk of WAS kind of being on the downshift. So maybe this could be the final nail in the coffin, I guess.
Oh, okay. And in terms of just overall SD-WAN visibility, do you see anything happening there around tools or
Yeah, so obviously, again, this merger, Viptela have their manager, their cloud manager. Obviously, APKM was the IWAN on-premise manager for Cisco. Cisco Live, there was a lot of talk around DNA Center and SD Access, and that seems to be the path as far as a single, point of management and control. So, again, I suspect that maybe Cisco are looking to kind of roll some of that sort of SD-WAN management into the DNA Center. So could see the end of the APKM along with the Viptela manager.
Awesome. Well, is there anything like we talked a lot about? We caught everybody up on SD-WAN. Is there anything else that you would say if I was a customer and I'm looking to deploy SD-WAN, things that I should be considering or things that I should be
we've seen a continued sort of these partnerships with service providers now. So our traditional MPLS providers, AT&T, Verizon's, Windstream, Masages, they've all kind of chosen their preferred SD-WAN providers. A lot of VeloCloud, a lot of Viptela out there. IWAN again wasn't very successful in this area, which probably lends itself again to that sort of difficulty with deployment. But what I would say, is a lot of customers, these are very compelling options because with the market transitioning so much, having a managed service provider play can be appealing. You lose a lot of the customization features there. Obviously, you care less about the actual technology, and obviously the management is handed over to the provider. But I think that is a very compelling option for a lot of people at the moment. For me, it kind of, so one of the beauties of SD-WAN is meant to be kind of provider independent, so it kind of ties you in, but that is something to look out for. The other thing that I would look out for as well is, Viptela, obviously, their history, they were Cisco, they were Cisco engineers, they went out to Viptela, Cisco have brought them back in. We look at some of the incumbents like Juniper, who don't have any SD-WAN play at the moment. Versa Networks, who are an SD-WAN player, that they were all Juniper engineers. So will Juniper follow kind of Cisco's lead and bring their engineers back in by acquiring Versa? That would be something to look out for, I think.
Maybe a fireside chat in, I don't know, maybe March or April in 2018, huh?
Yes, we'll see. Yeah, see if I can be 2 for 2.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show today, and thanks for all the info.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah,
good
great.
to be here.
There you have it, SD-WAN update. Viptela and Cisco merged together. It seems like the solution will only get stronger. So we'll keep watching and keep you up to date. If you have any questions or suggestions, please email us at firesidechat@lookingpoint.com. Thanks for watching.
It's a fireside chat, y'all.